Shalom. First and foremost, all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you elect out there. Shalom unto you, your brother Shaquat from the Las Vegas church. Just want to tap in on this, man. I mean, I seen it instantly as I watched this, right? This is on Anton Daniels' page. And without further ado, we'll get into it and react and hit a couple precepts. But what it's gonna show you is, well, you'll see. Let's play it.
We out here because they think they can take over our city. They call this a fashion takeover, but whose streets do these look like, Chuck? Whose streets do they look like? They look like our fashion takeover, but whose streets do these look like, Chuck? Whose streets do they look like? They look like our mother streets. The holy, the holy, the holy, the holy,
Now, I just saw, Trump actually gave in one of his speeches, he just gave the statistics. You can look up the statistics of the crime in certain cities, particularly D.C. D.C. has a lot of crime, and thus said the statistics. Okay, and you think that this is gonna matter? Okay, what you people don't fail to understand is the Heavenly Father has a beef with you. Okay, He has a beef with you because you people are unruly. He's trying to clean up the streets because our people only look at it as they're taking over our streets, and with no king and all of this other stuff, like Trump trying to become the king, and maybe so. But aren't you tired of coming out and having your car broken into? Aren't you tired of Amazon packages and drivers being hemmed up and your packages being stolen? You're not tired of these things that your natural civil liberties, your human rights are just being violated by your own people. Okay, let's play more. And by the way, all these marches and chanting, that shit's tired and old, man. That's just tired and old. Our people need to give that shit up. That don't work no more. If you want to chant, you need to be praying to the Heavenly Father, who we as the Hebrew Israelites know as Yahweh, and through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's who you need to be calling on. That's who. No police, Mr. President. Don't bring them to ICE. No ICE over. Man, nobody care about that, man. Okay, but first you have to conduct yourself in a better manner. All right, and our people are so far gone. You can't tell these street niggas and these criminals to change their ways. It's not gonna happen. Their enterprise, they believe their enterprise in the street cred that they get is worth it. This is how the jail, prison mentality, they love this shit, man. The only thing, and I'm gonna keep quoting it, which is hard to find nowadays, but Dr. Umar Johnson, if I looked, I'm sure I could find it, he goes, some of these can't be rehabilitated. They need death. And it's the truth. The Heavenly Father knows. 2/3 of our people need death. All right?
So you guys are actually protesting.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. Okay? Fair use. It's not for monetary gain or nothing. Fair use.
For crime.
Right.
You have people that are born here in America, that are protesting against safer streets.
Yep.
And are protesting for illegal migrants into this country, taking advantage of opportunities that other.
And here's the thing, it's not just that; it's crime by the people that were brought over on slave ships. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Natives. All of you there's a criminal element ingrained in our people, a backwards, wicked way born in our people. Whether they came from over in Guatemala or Venezuela or wherever they came from. Okay, migrants, Mexico, wherever they came from. The ones here are still the problem, whether those are gone or not. They're still going to be a problem. Okay?
would be for other people. You have people protesting for, because I want y'all to understand exactly what we're looking at, right? We're not looking at peaceful protests, number one. Whenever you see footage or whenever the United States of America actually does something good, we get crime down to zero. We eliminate all of the drug dealers and we eliminate all of the cocaine.
Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We know that there was a time when drug dealers were trying to put food on their table and all of that. We understand that, but at what cost? At the morality of the people? For you jakes out there that like movies, if you want to see it in a theatrical way, go look at the movie Blue Hill Avenue. Okay? How they came, if I remember the movie, it's been some years I've seen it, but when they came, I think it was set in Boston, but when they came up, you know, they were in the neighborhood, they started selling drugs, and as they got bigger and bigger in the community, drugs going more and more, they became like kingpins. But the community was effed up. The bigger they got and the more successful they got, you know, and things was great for them, the worse the whole community got, in a nutshell. Which is always the truth of what happens. Okay? I'm going to try to skip this one because there's another one when they got to Chi-Town. Let me see if I can find that one.
It's in the drugs as in...
Well, I'm pressed for time and I can't find it, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some precepts. But what happened was, there was people shooting, and you can see some of the National Guard or ICE or FBI or whoever it was running in Chicago. You know, just machine guns going off, and they running down the street. Yeah, that's right, show them Chi-Town, that's right, Chirac, and whatever else. Like, y'all really out here cheering for the bad guys. Okay? Now, I get it, but what you people don't get is both sides are bad. Because the crime it's not like it's the Black Panthers that are trying to protect our neighborhoods from the police who are coming in, disrupting things or whatever else. They're trying to break up the crime element. And the problem is some of your kids and grandkids that's doing it. Okay, now let's get into this. Isaiah 1. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahweh have spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. Okay, how are we nourished? By the statutes, laws, and commandments. We were nourished and being blessed when we keep those. Okay, it says the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. Two dumb animals. It says, but Israel do not know, my people do not consider. And that's you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're really protesting and cheering on crime. Because the streets are shooting at the law enforcement. Law enforcement. Okay? Did the elder have it? The elder might have went into it. I think the elder might have went into it as well. It says, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, which is sin upon sin. Okay, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, for they have forsaken the Lord Yahweh, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards. And this is falling right into the plans. And where are you at? Whack 100. Where are you at with this? Because you talk about Israelites having Jake, you know, the white man kissed the boots, which I'm not with that. But you worried about they're going to come back and get our mamas. What do you think about the pop off now? You think the president's going to allow these street niggas to go ahead and run off his agents? You think that's what's about to happen? They're about to come in like a flood, like we've been prophesying unto you. Jacob's trouble is upon us, and he's just signed legislation. I'm going to play it. It says, in fact, that's enough of that. Let me move on. I don't have much time. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, which means stupid when you get into it, right? They have none understanding. What they're there. If you didn't have a criminal element, of all things you could be protesting for, you should be protesting again, which didn't work years ago, for jobs and for pay increase and you know, and so on and so forth. You should be petitioning to your own people to cut out the criminal element. So, because our people, if we had reasonable jobs and we had reasonable laws, we wouldn't be doing this crime to try to make ends meet. Because that's how it started. But now it's just become a lifestyle of our people. That we just niggas could go get jobs or wherever, you know, Calvin at McDonald's or whatever, but instead they really go drug deal. Okay, then we got the women, I want fast money, I need the action. If a nigga ain't doing that, he boring. If he's a 9 to 5 nigga and all of this. This is our people. And you can watch it all day on WorldStar and all the other social media outlets, TikToks and Instagrams. You can just watch it all day with our people. How degenerate the minds of our people really are. What's going to solve this? Jacob's trouble. And eventually the missiles. Okay? But people are going to catch pestilences and starving with famine. And the troops are going to come in on you. And that's what Trump is setting up, that troop to come in on you. It says, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. They don't even realize that they're cheering for crime. Okay? They're marching and cheering on crime, the criminal element, because they people shooting back. So when your babies, my babies, they never hurt nobody, but he still got smoked at Baby's party. You know? That's what goes on with our people. Okay? He was a good kid till he gets smoked. Okay? By another gang. Or innocent bystander gets killed. Or a grandmother picking up the kids from church or something. This silly shit that going with our people. Okay? We need to be governed by a strict set of rules and penalties. And because we haven't, there are penalties coming. But before these penalties come in, the Heavenly Father is gonna unleash his sword. The so-called white man and his troops and his armies, okay, which his blessing is the sword, the killing instrument, upon our people. And we deserve it as a people. The elect are going to narrowly escape it. Okay? But the rest of you will be overtaken by it or the missiles or the lasers or the chariots. Okay? Hosea chapter 4 verse 1, it says, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord Yahweh hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. Talking about our people. There's a controversy with our people, you Negro, Latino, and Native American, because of shit like this. Not only are you cheering on crime, you ain't putting down all the sin that we do. Okay, the eating the dietary laws, how you treat one another, how you worship the Heavenly Father. You're not doing the right thing when it comes to that. Even though he's had his men of the Lord on the streets teaching you and all over the internet teaching you. Okay, but you scoff and wave your hand and get out of here. Why don't y'all go get a job and talk all kind of crap? But when the day comes, you're gonna see who was really paying attention and who wasn't, who woke up and who got the blessing and who didn't, who got mercy, should I say, and who didn't. Right? It says, because there is no truth nor mercy nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. The Most High wants lawfulness. Okay, that's what the statutes, laws, and commandments are for, to get us under a rule of government. Not necessarily the white man's laws, because they're penal codes that are perverted, or perverse, I should say, that are profane, but righteous laws that are written in the Bible when you truly have someone breaking it down to understand them. It says, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches blood. This is all the things that go on. Now let me jump to 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge from the prophets. We've been out there teaching you in every major city and all over the internet. I will also reject thee. Thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten thy law, the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Yeah, when trouble comes, oh my God, God help us, please. And you're going to call on JC and Allah and all these other gods, Jehovah and Yahweh, and you're going to try to find what was the one the Israelites, and some of them are going to call on the real names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and he's still not going to answer. Okay? Jeremiah 30, alas, in 7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who? The elect of the Israelites will be saved out of it. And some of the elect of Israel are scattered and look like the heathen, may even be scattered amongst the heathen. Scattered amongst the heathen that may even look like the heathen. Okay? In Isaiah 59:19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, because times are going to be so bad. Okay? And his glory from the rising of the east, the elect will, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. And that's what Trump has just signed. I'm going to end it with that on there, right? With him playing that video. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him for the elect, not for the rest of you street niggas that are out there petitioning and what's the word I want, and protesting and cheering on the crime element and keeping it going. All right, so I'll end with what Trump signed, because this is him signing this enemy to come in like a flood.
Of the disorder we see on city. Catch and release system allows criminals to keep going back out onto the street and reoffending. What this executive order does, it charges your attorney general with identifying jurisdictions all over the country that have cashless bail policies, and then it withholds or revokes federal funds and grants that are flowing to those jurisdictions to ensure that we're only supporting the people who have reasonable common sense policies around crime.
So what area does it cover?
Potentially anywhere that has a cashless bail policy, so some of the largest cities, some of the most left-wing states in America have
Almost all of
adopted.
them, right?
Illinois would be a great example of that, sir.
Oh, they have a great cashless bail.
Yeah, and he's going to talk about that, but the point is, you Jakes getting out of jail on OR and all of this, that's going to end. Now, does it help those wealthy that have money and those Edomites that have that extra money? Yeah, it's going to help them. It's going to hurt you. But what it should do, because you're the highest level of crime, should have you cutting out crime. That's what it's supposed to do. You shouldn't be doing it anyway. Okay?
You even have to go to
And here's the thing, Biden set you people up, man, got y'all thinking because they couldn't take you to jail that you could just do whatever you wanted and there was no penalty. Well, here comes the penalties.
court sometimes.
Now you got a taste for it.
Illinois, I love that state. It's a great state, but it's run so badly by Pritzker. They throw him out of the family business and he becomes governor. That's a big one.
Also on the issue of cashless bail, sir, this is a DC-specific executive order. In addition to the measures that we're taking that are quite similar to what we're doing around the country, in DC in particular, the objective is holding as many criminal defendants in federal custody and subjecting them to federal charges as possible. That means that they'll be held pre-trial in federal jail as opposed to just being cut back out on the streets due to a cashless bail policy.
Wow. So you'll be in federal jail and prison instead of let back on the streets. Watch what Trump says.
And we have the room. And by the way, the prison they have in DC is horrible. It's horrible. People were subjected to live in that dog trap for so long, so unfairly. I have stories, you'll be hearing about them. That prison is horrible. Okay?
This is an executive order that contains a number of additional measures relating to crime and law enforcement in Washington, D.C. It charges, for example, your Secretary of Defense with establishing specialized units in both the D.C. National Guard and the National Guard units.
Check it out for yourself, man. I got to close out. So Lord, what is edifying, giving all praise and glories unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and to the next one, Shalom.